Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lindgren. State troopers executed a search warrant on a local marijuana sticker shop in Watkins Glen. This isn't the only marijuana sticker shop that's been raided in the past few weeks. Big Fox's Matt Kleindienst explains why authorities are cracking down on these businesses.
Good evening, Jennifer. The Watkins Glen police and state troopers teamed up to execute a search warrant against a local sticker shop. This is part of a larger state crackdown on these type of businesses. The Fat Daddy Smoke and Gift Shop is locked up today after a search warrant was executed by the Watkins Glen police and state police yesterday afternoon. This wasn't the only marijuana sticker shop that was raided, as stores in Nichols, Owego, and Waverly were targeted in the past month. Chemung County Sheriff Bill Schramm says it's part of a larger crackdown by law enforcement.
There's reasons why OCM is involved and law enforcement has great concern because there's no regulation for the businesses that are running right now.
Sticker shops all operate in a loophole in New York's current marijuana laws. People cannot buy marijuana directly from these shops. However, they are gifted marijuana in exchange for buying stickers.
They buy a $40 sticker, they get $40 worth of marijuana as a gift.
Sheriff Schramm says these stores are able to bypass state regulation and taxes for normal businesses.
All the things that everybody else has to follow and all the hoops they have to jump through, these people are essentially bypassing everything. They're making money hand over fist. They're not paying any taxes on it.
Most of the known sticker shops have received cease and desist letters from the Office of Cannabis Management. Stores who refuse to stop their operations risk heavy fines and loss of potential dispensary licensing. Matt Kleindienst, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
Police have arrested a man for allegedly starting a fire at the Chemung County Fairgrounds. Jeremy Montgomery of Elmira was arrested on Thursday for setting the concession stand on fire. He's also accused of breaking into the horse stall and stealing a pickup truck. Montgomery faces third-degree arson, burglary, and grand larceny charges, all of which are felonies. The Horseheads St. Patrick's Day Parade has been postponed due to incoming weather. Event organizers say the parade will be rescheduled to Saturday, March 19th. However, the annual Irish dinner at the Horseheads Fire Department is still going on as scheduled tomorrow afternoon. More information on the parade's rescheduling can be found on the Horseheads St. Patrick's Day Parade Facebook page. The New York DMV will be issuing residents new ID cards with upgraded security features. The new cards will feature raised images, indented lettering, and enhanced images that can be viewed from different angles. The cards make verification easier and tampering harder. The new cards will be issued to anyone renewing or getting a new driver's license and state ID. President Biden announcing new actions to target Russia's economy. Lauren Blanchard tells us Russian military forces continue to expand their military offensive, targeting western Ukraine.
Putin's war against Ukraine will never be a victory.
The U.S. and its allies are taking steps to deny Russia its most favored nation trading status. The move would put an end to normal trade relations and pave the way for higher tariffs. President Biden also announcing Friday a ban on Russian imports of things like seafood, vodka, and diamonds, as well as plans to target more Russian oligarchs.
We're increasing coordination among the G7 countries to target and capture their ill-begotten gains.
The tightened economic sanctions comes as Russia ramps up its attacks across Ukraine, striking airfields in the west and a major city further east. A convoy that was stalled for more than a week outside Kyiv is on the move again and spreading out near the capital.
Some of the tanks have dispersed and they're maneuvering in place, reportedly as close as a few miles away from the city center to launch a strike.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying Friday his country has reached a strategic turning point.
It's impossible to say how many days we will still need to free our land, but it's possible to say that we will do it.
All this as millions continue to flee to neighboring countries. More than 1.5 million have come here to Poland.
I have only one desire, that I want everything to finish as soon as possible and to live in peace.
Ukrainian authorities are working to establish a dozen humanitarian corridors to help move people safely across the country.
Evacuations continue across Ukraine. A convoy of buses carrying civilians fleeing the violence was seen outside of two cities. People are leaving their home country with just a suitcase and the clothes on their backs as Russian forces continue airstrikes on major Ukrainian cities. Since the invasion started over 2 weeks ago, more than 2.3 million refugees have fled to neighboring countries. Now to Judgment Day for actor Jussie Smollett. Alex Perez tells us the former Empire star has been sentenced to 150 days in jail for staging a hate crime.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
This morning, former Empire actor Jussie Smollett is waking up in Chicago's Cook County Jail. Smollett defiant as he was taken into custody after being sentenced to 30 months of felony probation, ordered to pay restitution of more than $120,000 to the city, and a $25,000 fine. He'll spend the first 150 days of his sentence in jail, all stemming from his conviction in December on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct for lying to Chicago police about an alleged attack back in 2019.
If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community.
Before handing down the sentence, the judge calling Smollett's actions shameful, saying his extreme premeditation, paying 2 brothers to shout racist and homophobic slurs, pour bleach on him, and put a noose around his neck was an aggravating factor.
You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime. Your very name has become an adverb for lying, and I cannot imagine what could be worse than that.
After court, Smollett's family continuing to proclaim his innocence despite the guilty verdict.
He is a survivor and he has been completely mistreated, and this has to stop.
And Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot issuing a statement after all this, saying the city feels vindicated and that false claims like this one will not be tolerated.
Your complete weekend forecast is coming up right after the break.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
All right, thanks again for checking in as we take a look at your local forecast. And a fairly decent Friday out there, pretty mild, but the clouds thickening up through the day in advance of our winter storm that'll be unfolding as we continue through the night tonight and most of the day Saturday. We're looking at scattered snow showers. It'll be windy and then some lingering snow Saturday night into Sunday, but overall a much cooler weekend ahead. So winter weather headlines again with that winter storm and winter weather advisory in place for the Elmira Corning area from 10 p.m. Friday to 7 p.m. Saturday. Snowfall amounts 4 to 8 inches, at least in the advisory area. Warning criteria for some of the outlying areas, and that's where you could see maybe upwards of 10 inches of snow. Winds will be gusting up close to 40 miles per hour. Lingering snow into your Sunday, and then turning much warmer into next week. So again, winter weather advisories from Rochester south to Elmira Corning. That's where we expect to see those 4 to 8 inch amounts. And then in the warning criteria area surrounding Elmira Corning, that's where we could see up to 10 inches of snow. So again, overnight tonight, snow will be developing and continuing heavy at times. We will start off with snow on your Saturday morning and then eventually ending at least the heaviest stuff around midday or so. But we will see some lake effect snow bands pushing through the region through the evening, and again maybe some additional accumulations, but it will be turning a little bit quieter into our Sunday with more sunshine. Here's a look at how much snowfall we could see region-wide. Again, these are estimates, but generally on the order of 4 to 8 inches from Corning to Elmira, and then in those warning areas from near Ithaca to Binghamton, maybe some 6 to 10 inch tallies, certainly some heavier amounts in the higher elevations. But tonight, dropping down to 24, we will see snow, heavy at times, and then continuing through your Saturday morning. If you do have plans to head out and about, do be advised that traveling will not be great. But look at the winds through the morning hours really starting to increase. And then through the afternoon, northwesterly winds could be gusting up close to 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour. And then there's your daytime highs on Saturday, running well below average by nearly 25 degrees. And a few locations off to the south could even be nearing record cold high temps, more so just to the south of us and certainly into the Ohio Valley. Sunday, still below average by 5 to 15 degrees. We're going to continue to see elevated winds, readings here into the lower 30s. Again, maybe some lingering light snow showers across the region. And then a big change up on Monday as many of us get into the upper 40s and lower 50s. We'll have some additional sunshine and, of course, the extended forecast outlook into next week, really bringing us a string of nicer, warmer weather, especially by Thursday as we pop up near 60 degrees. Have a good one.
Facebook's parent Meta is changing its policy on hate speech, and it's defending its advertising agreement with Google parent Alphabet. CJ Papa has this and more in today's Business Briefs.
Meta under fire over reports it will temporarily allow Facebook and Instagram users in some countries to call for violence against Russian soldiers, a drastic change to its hate speech policy. The platforms also allowed calls for Russian President Putin and Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko's deaths after the two leaders invaded Ukraine. This as Europe ramps up its crackdown on big tech, the European Union and UK opening formal antitrust investigations into whether or not Google parent Alphabet and Meta illegally fixed digital advertising prices. The investigations looking into a once-secret 2018 deal known as Jedi Blue, emerging as part of a Texas-led lawsuit by a group of U.S. states. The lawsuit saying Google gave Meta special access to its ad server. In exchange, it abandoned a rival advertising technology that could have undermined Google's control over online ads. The companies say their advertising agreement is publicly documented and pro-competitive. And the boys of summer are back. Major League Baseball and the Players Union agreeing on a new collective bargaining agreement, ending a more than 3-month lockout. Opening day is now set for April 17th, a week later than initially planned. Teams will make up the missed games with doubleheaders throughout the season.
Many people are heading out for spring break vacations this week, but can the beach towns keep up? Bureau of Labor Statistics reports staffing shortages remain for many holiday destinations. Caroline Elliott joins us from Daytona Beach, Florida, with a large spring break crowd.
Between Bike Week and spring break, we've seen a lot of crowds in Daytona Beach this week as many people are now starting to travel again. But the reality is this economy is still recovering, so that Florida vacation may look different this year. Bike Week is a huge event. 500,000 tourists take over Daytona Beach as the state sets new spring break travel records. But the crowds are finding restaurants and hotels in highly popular destinations operating at just 50% staffing levels. The Shores Resort and Spa General Manager Rob Bernetti now warning tourists ahead of time. Florida is offering a different vacation experience right now. His hotel is only operating with 50% of the usual staff.
I'd like to have double the people I have right now. Typically this time of year we have up near 150 people on staff. Now we're sitting at about 75 people.
Without enough workers, hotels made the difficult decision to raise prices and cut room services like daily room cleaning.
If you want service every day, if you need towels or linens, we'd be happy to do it for you. But if we can skip a few rooms because people don't need that service, it just frees our people up to do other things.
The Florida Hotel and Lodging Association is finding staffing shortages across the state.
There's no question that we, along with the state of Florida and the United States, are facing a staffing shortage, but we're making do with what we got.
Hotels are trying to recruit more staff through sign-on bonuses, pay raises, and even bringing temporary workers from outside the country. But the harsh reality for general managers like Bernetti is the industry won't recover from staffing shortages anytime soon.
I think it would be better by the end of the year, but we're still not going to be where we were pre-COVID.
And one more thing Bob Davis mentioned is that some hotels are marked as sold out even when rooms are available just because they don't have the staff to keep up.
Over 40 Austin eateries are joining together, raising money to send food to Ukraine. Carissa Lemkol shows us how they're working together to give hot meals to those on the front lines of disasters and major events.
Thousands of miles from Ukraine, Austin restaurants are cooking up a plan to help.
Knowing that people are without food, fleeing their country, fleeing their homes, just wanted to see what I could do to help, and it kind of just fell in my lap, and I was like, absolutely, I have to help out.
This Saturday, close to 40 local Asian eateries will donate a percentage of sales to an organization helping Ukrainians.
I think for the Asian community, it just definitely hits home. A lot of us Asians and, our parents are immigrants. I was first generation born here.
Smoke and Beauty is one of the restaurants participating, along with Yenny's Fusion Food Truck and the Peached Tortilla. Money raised will go to a nonprofit called World Central Kitchen, which brings hot meals to the front lines of disasters and major events. Right now, they're in Ukraine, but in the past, it's been Central Texas.
We've actually worked with them during COVID and throughout the winter freeze before. So, yeah, they're really awesome. They're down on the front lines in Poland and Ukraine feeding people.
We felt this would be a good charity to donate to. They were here for us, and now they're there.
Lenny Dewey, along with her friend Amanda Wong, are nurses by day, Austin food bloggers by night, combining their passion to help people and their passion for food to organize Saturday's event.
Not only that we can raise money for Rural Central Kitchen for this weekend, but also showcase our Asian food businesses in Austin.
At a similar event last Saturday, they raised more than $19,000, hoping for more success this weekend and potentially for future events, wherever there's a need.
We're not getting anything from this. We just, it's our heart, and because of the support from the Austin community is basically what drives us.
Inflation is forcing some restaurants to charge customers more. Jerry Willis is at the Bit restaurant in Dobbs Ferry, New York, with this story.
If you've been to a restaurant lately, you've no doubt seen higher prices. In fact, nationally, the price of just going out to a restaurant for dinner is up 7.5% year over year. Here at the Bit in Dobbs Ferry, New York, this restaurant has increased prices 15%, and they've even taken really expensive stuff off the menu like steaks and ribs. Scott Broccoli is the owner of this establishment, and he joins me now. Scott, tell me about the prices that have gone up. How much are they up, and how are you coping?
Doing the best we can what we got. To your point, we've had to take some things off the menu, but some of the staples are still here. Even though beef is up 11%, a burger is still a little less expensive. We've seen bacon go up 18%. Thankfully, chicken has always been a little less expensive. Even though it's up 11%, we still use a lot of chicken because that's the best we can do with prices.
Yeah, and you had mentioned you're serving more pasta, obviously. Yes. That's another way of coping. But can you really raise prices enough to accommodate the rise that you're paying coming in the front door here?
No. We're operating at a break even at this point, and that's just hopeful. We don't want to alienate our customers. We're a neighborhood joint. We want to make sure that it's still possible for them to come out and enjoy themselves.
Well, I'm sure it is, Scott. Thank you. And I just want to show you one other higher price that we have here. Fuel surcharges, energy prices, of course, on fire. He's paying an additional $250 a month in fuel surcharges.
We want to leave you with a smile. Hidden Valley Ranch is getting into the diamond industry. The ranch dressing company created the Ranch Diamond, a 2-carat round, brilliant cut diamond that includes heated Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. The output was crushed and polished. The diamond is then set in a 14-karat gold band. The whole process taking 5 months. From now until March 17th, people can bid on the diamond at theranchddiamond.com. The winner will receive the Ranch Diamond just in time for National Proposal Day on March 20th. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.